The doors are closing. Train departing. Please hold on.
Yes, I am capable of making new videos, but I've kind of forgotten how to make videos because guess what? My video light for this camcorder is completely dead, so that means we need the power of my regular bedroom lights. So today we are going to be talking about sweep trains. Now I got a comment recently, well fairly recently, on my speed limits video that just simply asks, sweep trains? Yes sir, that is a real thing. But firstly, what is a sweep train? If a portion of the alignment hasn't been run through in quite a while, the first train to go through a segment of track is known as a sweep train, and it has to follow one very important set of instructions. Sweep trains, or really just the sweep train through that portion of the alignment that hasn't been run on in a while, a sweep train is limited to 25 miles per hour and no faster. Any sweep train has a maximum speed limit of 25 miles per hour or the posted speed limit, whichever is less. Now I've talked about it before in my episode on schedules, that the trains do not run 24 hours a day. It gets pretty close, but they don't run 24 hours a day. So in the amount of time the MAX isn't running, quite a few things could happen. Let's say there was some idiot that just wanted to start camping out on the tracks. They thought they were abandoned or something, whatever the reason may be. And so some guy just camps out on the tracks because they haven't seen a train go by in 45 minutes or whatever, because now this is the break in service between one day and the next. Well, obviously no train operator is going to know that there's some guy right there on the tracks. And so as a safety precaution, the first train to go through any portion of the alignment, and this is true every day of the week, on every schedule, if you're going through a certain portion of the alignment, you will be a sweep train, and this just means that you will be limited to 25 miles per hour. Because think about it, you can stop a train going at 25 miles an hour a heck of a lot faster than you can going 55 miles an hour. And so you would be able to spot that guy camping out on the tracks at a much further distance, going much slower, and so you'd be able to stop at a safe distance, radio it in, and get it all taken care of. And again, each and every portion of the alignment must be swept at the start of each day in service, because there is a couple hours out of the day, and sometimes even more in the case of things like the Orange Line, where there are no trains that run through there for a while, and so things may happen overnight. Wait a minute though, wouldn't this take forever? Imagine I'm on like the Banfield Freeway or something, where normally you're blazing through there at 55 miles an hour for the most part. Well, if sweep trains are only limited to 25 miles per hour, this would take forever to get to my destination. And, well, yes, sweep trains do take forever, and yes, they are in service. These trains are in service, as they are the first train of the day. And so that, by design, they are sweep trains through that section of the alignment. So like if you're a westbound train on the Banfield Freeway, then you've already swept that alignment, and you're a very important train if you sweep, because you're the first train of the day. You're basically the eyes for everything in the future. So if you spot a new homeless camp, or if you spot a boulder or something that rolls onto the track or whatever, then you got to be the one to be paying attention to that, and that's why you're going so much slower. But you are in service. You're the first train in service, so you can actually ride these. Page slowly comes together. I want to show you something. So right, I said they're in service. So let's look at the schedule, a weekday schedule for Blue Line to Hillsborough. Okay, if you pick a random trip down here, like, this one leaves at 5:30. That's usually pretty easy to do. From 5:30, it arrives at Rose Quarter at 6:03. So it takes about 33 minutes to go from Ruby Junction to Rose Quarter, which is the whole trip of that, and then it probably goes on the yellow line. Yeah, it has the letter Y, so it goes on the yellow line. Whoa, swamped out. Now, the very first train, 3:34 to 4:17 a.m. That takes a whopping 43 minutes to get from Ruby Junction to Rose Quarter. Seriously, some of these sweep trains take much longer, and they're just right there. right in front of your face, and you would never know that it was a sweep train unless you really paid attention as to how long the distance is between stations, especially in the high-speed zones. Now, unfortunately, I've never been on one of these. I've never recorded one of these because, well, you saw how early in the morning that was. I'm fast asleep at that point, and so I haven't actually had a chance to film one yet. However, if I do, then a card should appear up here at some point that can take you to a video of a sweep train in action through a quick portion of the alignment. And you can see how much slower it is. Or maybe I'll make a before and after comparison of, like, here's a sweep train and here's what it looks like normal speed. So yeah, just check back here for updates, and if a card appeared up there earlier, then you can watch it if you are interested in seeing how fast a sweep train normally goes and what it's like to actually ride a sweep train. Okay, but you notice in this title it says sweep trains and reduced speed. This is an important distinction. Reduced speed is separate from a sweep train. If you are told to run at reduced speed through a portion of the alignment, this means 20 miles per hour or the posted speed limit. Again, whichever is less. 20 miles an hour, not 25. So if you're told to go through at reduced speed because of bad weather, like fog conditions, or if there's other issues or whatever the thing is for running reduced speed, some work zones just say run at reduced speed through the work zone, you will be going at 20 miles an hour or running reduced speed past the workers, 20 miles an hour or less, or the posted speed limit, or whatever you feel comfortable as. In some foggy conditions, you won't be told to go at reduced speed, but if you're only comfortable going about 35 to 40 miles per hour in foggy weather, depending on what you see, then go whatever speed you're comfortable with. But if you're told to go at reduced speed, your limit is 20. Okay, so now let's put all this together. Let's say there's a section of track that hasn't been used in a very long time for whatever reason, whether it was being repaired or whether there was some lengthy project going on that involved closing large stretches of the track, or whatever the reason may be. I'm assuming probably some earthquakes that happen and they stop using a section of track or something. Whatever the reason is, if a track hasn't been used in a really long time, then the first train through there is a sweep train. But this sweep train might run at reduced speed, so it's doing both. It's a sweep train and it's running at reduced speed, meaning these have a limit of 20 miles per hour. So not only is it sweeping, but it's sweeping at only 20 miles an hour instead of 25. It appears we've hit the end of the line. If you want to see any of the videos that appeared in those cards, don't forget to tap the screen or hover your mouse over the I button up there if your device supports cards, and go watch the videos up there if any of those interest you. For now, I thank you for watching this, and yes, I'm back. I will see you soon with another episode.